Before we get started with number five, does anybody have some honorable mentions? Now, you can have up to three honorable mentions because it would be like if you were doing a top 10, right? But since we pressed for time, we're doing a top five. I'll start with Louie Diaz. Do you have any honorable mentions?
I do. I have let me see. I was putting them all together. I have Jace David and Louis Marte Unbreakable. I
Yes.
really like the hook of that track.
Yeah.
It was really put together well. Those two guys, they've been ever since I've been around. They've been putting in work, and it just gets better and better, And this song, I really like. I really like the hook on it. It really was catchy, and it still had all the elements that I like in freestyle. So,
Yeah,
yep.
I agree with the Jace David and Louis Marte collabo. It was a good combination. Not as good as Louis Marte and Jenaro, but it's working its way up there. So that's a good song. Do you have any other ones that are honorable mentions?
Yeah, I might have one other one. What did I do with that? I'm putting it. I had Jenny Renee Love. Oh no, not that one. That one was on my list. That was on my list. Um, I also had Deneen, very close to being on the list, but I like that. When we're talking freestyle, I like freestyle elements. But I really, really do like that she went out of the box and it was kind of EDM-ish, kind of pop kind of style, and I like it there. They didn't have to change it or touch it, but that's where I liked it because I can, I'm an open format DJ, and that was really radio type, dancey type, and you can bring that in, and it was put together well there too. So
Yeah,
that's why it didn't make my top five because they did do a remix to it, but I was already when they released the first one, that was the one I liked.
we have so many different parameters in 2025. It's like it's an AI record, but it's not a person that's going to take a spot from someone, or it's an AI record, but she's not really the singer, or whatever the case may be. We have so many parameters,
Right.
so that doesn't matter in this conversation. I want to hear from everyone, but those are two great choices. Gennaro, do you have an honorable mention?
Yeah, I have a few actually.
Go ahead.
Um, and I'm going to actually echo Louis on this one. My honorable mention, one of them was actually Unbreakable as well. I thought it was is a very solid record. I liked it a lot. I thought it was a great one of the best things that I like from Jace personally. Honestly, I thought he was really good on the record. I thought he did a really good job. I thought it's a really well put together song, and it was hard for me to actually not include it in my top five. It's just like I said, there's just some songs to me just like edged out, but it's not to say that it doesn't hold up next to those songs. It was just for me more a matter of personal taste, and but I love the song, and if I had a bigger list to throw it in there with, it would have definitely made it in my top for sure.
Do you have any other ones? Any?
Oh yes,
Go for it.
and I didn't know
Do we
like
have to impose the
the
Melissa Padilla
buzzer.
rule?
No, I don't think so.
45 seconds on the clock.
Now, I had a pretty extensive list because I didn't know how much of the honorable mentions or how much we'll bring them up later or whatever. But I did have that one. I also have I have Make Peace by AB. I have that one because, in my opinion, again, another solid record. I love the writing of the record. I even like the production, and I think it is one of the best vocals that I've heard from AB in a long, long time. Again, I think it's a great record all around, and I wish I could have included it if I had a bigger, I didn't have to narrow this down to five of my favorite songs, but I definitely would have included it otherwise because I thought it was a great song from him. Um,
Yeah.
Does he say that he's lying in a bed full of meat?
I don't think so.
So you know how you get the wrong wording and you rewind a
Yes.
song. I've been rewinding that record a lot because there's a part in there where he says, "Now we lay in a bed full of meat," and I'm like, "He's going to Arby's? Like, what's going on here?" You know what I mean? But I got clarification is a bed full of need, and so I stand
Great
corrected.
line. Great
Which
line.
sounds much better.
Yeah.
Um, and I think my other I got a few other honorable mentions, but one I'll go because you said you want to keep it to three, so I'm going to throw this one in here right now. I'll talk about some of the other ones later. This one's probably going to ruffle some feathers, but this honorable mention for me, and this gives it away that it's not in my in my five. It is "Bullet to Your Heart" by George Anthony, and I think melodically, it's a great record. The way he sings it's top notch. Like I think the vocals take that song to a great level. The the reason for me that it's not in my top five, and everybody knows I'm the poet laureate or however you say that, and it's just something about the writing to me that there's a little bit of a disconnect, and it's like if there was just some different word choices in there, it would have taken the song to me to it would have been a strong contender to probably be very close to being in the number one spot for my favorite songs. But it was just that for
Lots of shootings in there.
well, not just shooting, just some other things. It's just like I said, it was like I just kind of wish that because I like how George writes. I'm not sure if he how much influence he had in the song, but I love how George writes, and I think there's certain parts of the record where George would have said, you know what, let's change this to that, and let's do. I think then it would have taken it over the top for me. So that was why I didn't put it in my top five. But again, if I was judging on vocals alone. Oh, it's a strong contender for the number one spot, but I was just judging it in a whole, and that was why I had to take it off my top list.
Yeah, I like the way you think. I have a similar thought pattern on it. I've been listening to the words of the record, and it's like fans they just listen to the beat, right? They don't listen to the,
Yeah.
the writing. They listen to the vocalist, but they're not listening to the writing. I think the writing is what did it for me as well. It's not on my top five, or nor is
Oh,
it part of my honorable mentions. Maybe in the future we can get some of those new songs that everyone dying to hear George Anthony put out. But yeah, it's not on my list. Do you have any other ones?
oh yeah, I do. We're not
Oh
hitting the buzzer
yeah.
on me yet. We're not hitting the buzzer on me yet, right?
Well, no, the Melissa Bonilla that expired. I think you're going into a different one.
and
So, go ahead.
and so I also have on here, believe it or not, it was not in the list that was submitted, but it was one of my favorite records of the year, and it easily to me could be another contender for a number one spot. It is "You Got a Hold" by Odalis. That record, it speaks to me on a level that's just like unparalleled. And like I said, it was like I just had to take it out. It wasn't one of the ones that was on our list to pick from, but I thought it was a strong record. Also, they didn't get the. I think it's gonna be a slow burn record that people are gonna go back and revisit it and see how great of a record that it was. And I don't know, maybe some remixes and stuff down the line. Maybe make the freestyle people enjoy a little more of it. It gets a more of a freestyle edge. But I think it's a great record, and I hated that it wasn't part of my choices, but it's a record that I had to give a shine to because I thought it was a really really good record,
It's my favorite side B record on the Odalis tracks. Some
without
of
a
you may
doubt.
not know this, but on the Odalis tracks, Odalis has the main song, and then on the flip side, like the old days, they have a B side, and that happens on R&B records and hip hop records. They put the main record they want to promote on the A side, the B side you got to hold, and I think that's the best B side record that is on the Odalis
I
tracks.
mean, it's almost as good as the A side in my opinion.
Right,
It's
exactly.
a good record.
Oh, the birthday boy, DJ El Nino. How are you tonight? Do you want
Happy
to let me
birthday,
know
by
if
the
you have
way.
any honorable mentions?
Yes. First honorable mention would be Joey May, "Far Away Forever." Good record. Wasn't too keen on the lyrics, but I like the production. That's one of them. Jonelle Space is another one. And the third honorable mention would be Jenny Renee, "Love from You." All
Did you
good
did
stuff.
you
They were good
did you
honorable
check my
mentions.
list? Were you checking? Those are exactly my three honorable mentions right there.
Aw.
I didn't even look at your list, truthfully.
Do you have a camera in my house? No, so
No.
those are my. I don't even have to mention my honorable mentions. Those are my three honorable mentions. The Joy May, the writing for me, there were some parts in there, but everything else, vocally and production wise, I loved it. The Janelle Space, just a great record. And Jenny Renee, Love from You. she's having a stellar year. I think she was one of the most consistent artists in this year, 2025. So yeah, those are great songs. Great picks, Alejandro El Nino. It's like you were looking over my shoulder when I was writing them.
Nah, man, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Cheryl Rodriguez, Duchess. It should have been like ladies first, right? But I
Yes, it
apologize.
should.
No, not at all. Not at all. But we are just like, we are so way off. So the first honorable mention, I guess I would pick Lana Sky with Sweetheart, who didn't make my top five. I really enjoyed it. I loved the song originally. Um, oddly enough, and I'm not like the biggest fan of remakes, but a lot of my top fives, uh, I realized consist of a lot of remakes, that were done over. And so, yeah, but, again, I had Joey May Far Away Forever. And for a little minute, I had her in my top five, running around top five. I had to just move things around a bit. So, I really enjoyed that. And oh, you know what else I really enjoyed was Elissa's Stay in Love. I
Okay, so
really, really
you
liked
went
that
to
one.
Canada with that one. That's awesome. Uh, what to talk about the your second choice,
Hmm.
the record you said
Far Away Forever.
Far Away Forever, the song from Joey May. That is the longest running song on our countdown. It's been there, and at
It
the end of the
is.
year, it was still there. So when
Yep.
the I believe it came out on the beginning of summer. That's when we started promoting it, and it stayed there all the way to the end, which could be a top contender for number one spot. If you do the calculations. Now, for those of you who are fans of the show, we also give opportunity for you to list your favorite top three records of 2025 next week, so you can impact the countdown by giving bonus points to your favorite songs. So we'll have that list up as we conclude the third part this week.